This is SWR, and this is a brand new podcast Caden Canyon created. We have a couple people here. We have Liam, we have Hayden, and we have Austin here with the SWR podcast. If you guys are wondering what SWR stands for, SWR stands for Sports Week Recap. This will be the first segment of the recording, I would say. And just to let you guys know, this is going to go viral. Maybe. We'll see. So, our first topic for the radio station is NFL playoffs. So, we know we are recording this late, and maybe there might be some NFL playoffs on right now, but we're just going to act like that's not going on. So, currently, Brock Purdy is acting like he's some guy in the 1950s throwing the ball like crazy.
Wasn't he the last pick in the draft?
He was Mr. Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant?
Yep. He's giving me flashbacks to, I would say, the Nick Foles with the Eagles.
What about, like, Tom Brady, how he was drafted so late?
Yeah.
Tom Brady was, I think, drafted in 6th or 7th round, I believe. What I do know for sure is that they're going to have an interesting quarterback situation in San Francisco because he could start, but I wouldn't be surprised about how much faith they have in Trey Lance. I wouldn't be surprised if they go try to trade his ass, after the season.
Well, I mean, they traded up for him in the first place, didn't they? Get rid of,
So wait, would they stick with Trey Lance and then send Brock Purdy away while he has value right now?
That's what I would assume.
I just read something saying that they are very uncertain, especially considering how Brock Purdy's been performing, about having Trey Lance be their starting quarterback.
Yeah, the thing about that is Trey Lance, like a lot of people had like him as a sleeper to be an All-Pro or MVP or whatever this year, but he didn't prove anything yet. And Brock Purdy has definitely proved more than Trey Lance.
Yeah, and
this point.
I can see that.
7-0 as a starter. He's had a big playoff game. Trey Lance hasn't really done anything. So I think they would have to roll with Brock Purdy, especially if they got to the Super Bowl.
I mean, Trey Lance in fantasy leagues, this is from Fantasy Pros, he was drafted as the 12th or 13th overall quarterback and drafted 100th overall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're drafting him to be a starter in most leagues. And
yeah, a lot of people are high on Trey Lance, including the 49ers, but he didn't do much, and Brock Purdy has definitely done a lot.
Yeah. So is it that Jimmy G and Trey Lance both got injured?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not like Brock earned out the spot.
No. That's the thing. That's the dilemma, is that they chose the Jimmy G and Trey Lance over Brock Purdy at the start, but that was probably because Trey Lance was third overall pick a year ago and Brock Purdy was the 262nd overall pick.
Yeah.
So it would be a bad look for the GMs if Brock Purdy started. I'm not saying he would have anyway, but
he could definitely be a starter on a team like the Browns.
Yeah.
I mean, we throw anybody out there. So
yeah, we will take Brock Purdy gladly, especially because
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun
Hold up
Watson,
here. We have some breaking news here.
Deshaun
Brock Purdy has just came back to the game for San Francisco.
I thought we weren't watching this game, bro.
I mean, down 14.
Either way, I don't think it's.
Just cut that out.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be much help.
So I want to know how the Eagles got this huge record out of nowhere. Like,
Jalen Hurts went off. AJ Brown.
Jalen Hurts went off.
It was mostly the signing of AJ Brown and the emergence of Jalen Hurts.
So was it offensively inspired, or did they have some defensive talent?
So their team is very similar to what it was last year. The big addition was AJ Brown. I think he's an All-Pro.
Yeah.
If he's top 5 receiver in the league, he was this year. And Hassan Reddick as an edge rusher on the defense, he had like over 15 sacks.
I was gonna say, don't the Eagles have like one of the third most sacks on the season?
Yeah, and I think Hassan Reddick's an All-Pro. Darius Slay was an All-Pro. So I think they're the most well-rounded team left in the playoffs.
Reddick's already got 2 sacks in this game.
Yeah, and a forced fumble.
And I just got word from Adam Scheffler himself. I have his cell. He just texted me that there's a rumor that Aaron Rodgers might not be staying with Green Bay.
Well, I think
Jordan Love.
Yeah, I think the Jets are the top dogs ready to go.
I mean,
Joe Namath came out and said
I would not be surprised if they would try to trade him for something.
Dude, I don't think Aaron Rodgers could live with that receiving core in New York.
I know they got their receiving core. They got
It's young.
You know,
Yeah, exactly. It's developing.
What's the Ohio State guy's name? Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
He's a stud. Garrett Wilson's really good.
hold up. I have a conspiracy theory here.
No, we're not gonna get into that. We're
Hold
talking
up.
about the Jets.
Come on.
Is pot illegal in Green Bay? Because if it is, that would make a lot of sense. Because I know
No, he was
Aaron
he-
Rodgers has been smoking a lot of pot.
No,
so
he actually was doing a lot of psychedelics.
Yeah.
Not
So-
pot.
It's Iowa
So I
State.
think you're just wrong on that standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, for the legal side of this, 28 grams of marijuana is legal to be in possession in private or in public in Green Bay.
okay,
So-
so he would be fine anyway.
Conspiracy debunked.
Okay, so
But yeah, the Jets. I mean, they're building a winning culture with that new coach.
Yep.
They got a nice defense going. They surprised me this year.
I feel like
Brees Hall, stud. Garrett Wilson, stud.
I feel like all young teams are on the rise right now.
Oh, yeah.
Look at
course.
Jaguars.
and talking
look
about
at-
this,
Yeah.
changing the subject, AFC is a lot more competitive in terms of my opinion than the AFC and NFC.
Yeah, I mean, going into this week, I wouldn't pick an NFC team to win the Super Bowl this year. I mean, you got Chiefs
No.
and Bengals.
I
feel
no,
like there's
no,
dominating.
no. You should actually stop talking here.
I feel like as good as as well as they perform, the Eagles and
The Eagles are insane
49ers.
right now.
Dude,
I don't agree with that because I think the Niners are in a good position even with their third string quarterback. They have so many playmakers with I'm just gonna go off of the Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey stamp. Like all Brock Purdy has to do is give them the ball and not turn it over.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
is-
why he's been performing so
Yeah,
well.
that
'cause
is
he has
Brock-
these weapons.
Brock Purdy's only job is to get Deebo and Christian McCaffrey the ball
Exactly.
and just let him cook.
Okay, so
And then if he actually wants to throw the ball, he still has Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle. So it's just that team's built so perfectly to have a game manager quarterback that
serious question. Could Deebo Samuel have been a running back?
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
just
Deebo
like
Sam-
LeBron James could have been a wide receiver.
That's the thing. I think Kyle Shanahan's so much of a coaching genius that Deebo Samuel, he was great last year, but this year barely a top 20 wide receiver, and they use him at running
They've
back.
got so
and he's-
many weapons.
They've found out how to utilize him because he's a good receiver. He's not a great receiver, and with them just using him like that, just makes him borderline elite. So
Yeah.
So the next topic for up to discussing is which NFL division is most competitive. So I think there's numerous answers in this,
stats.
and the first thing I'm going to do is pull up the NFL
Stand-
divisions. So
First thing
that's
that
what I'm
comes to
going to
my mind is the AFC East.
do. AFC East. Wow.
This year, I mean, that's
Well, I
like the
mean-
same argument with the NFC East in
Yeah.
baseball. You've got a bunch of teams fighting for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You have the best teams in the league all stacked in one division. I mean, you have Patriots and Bills. Bills obviously the best in the division.
Yeah.
And then Dolphins were a young team on the rise, just
Yeah.
like Jaguars.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And
Going
then
in- going
the
in-
Jets, of course.
Yeah. Going into the year, I think everybody and their mother thought the AFC West was going to
Oh,
be
of course.
super
Yeah.
competitive. Everyone thought the AFC West was going to be some dogfight with each team having like 9 wins, and turns out the
Broncos. What
Broncos.
happened, dude?
Well, I thought Javonte Williams was going to be Offensive Player of the Year type.
Russell Wilson
player.
falls off.
I'm actually going to give you guys
But
a
they're
little
a
bit.
sleeper next year. The
I have a
Broncos are
wild
sleeper
card.
next year.
I have a wild card.
For
Look
next
at
year?
no wild card as division right here. I'm looking at the AFC North as it looks like the records are pretty close. And then wait, hold up.
The AFC North.
The
is
AFC North
filled with-
and the NFC East.
NFC East was
The
my second
NFC East.
pick. NFC East.
They got the Eagles at 14-3, the Cowboys at 12-5, and they had
Yeah.
the Giants that was also in the playoffs.
So may I ask, was the question who is the best division, who is the most competitive?
Most competitive.
So NFC South, really quick. Tampa Bay was 8-9. Carolina, New Orleans, and Atlanta all 7-10.
Yeah.
That was just a bad.
That's just a fest of
Yeah.
losers.
Yeah.
Dude.
So is the So is the Browns, Ravens,
Yeah,
Steelers.
North,
The
dude.
AFC North this year was just a hodgepodge of mediocre teams.
I mean,
Yeah.
with the
there's a
Bengals.
big gap between Bengals and
Ye-
Browns. I think.
there's a big
Yeah.
gap.
As good as the Browns were, they didn't play like that the first half of the year, and they didn't pick it up that much to be.
Yeah.
The point
And the
where
Browns
they
are going to be
close
screwed
the
if they don't. Next year is their year in terms of the contract perspective because there
When's
might
Chubb
have
up?
Nick Chubb's up in a couple of years, and they're gonna obviously want to keep him. And the problem is they have just too many guys that they want to keep and not enough money. So they do have a lot of money. They have still some of the most money in the NFL. But once again,
Really?
that got cut from obviously Deshaun Watson. If we look at the salary cap space for the Browns,
Yeah, if Deshaun Watson's not legit top 10 quarterback, the Browns are screwed.
I mean, you're gonna look at a reset at that point. You're gonna go full factory, like ship
yeah,
away
but
your
that's the
best
thing.
players.
We
get
gave up
draft
all our
picks.
picks for him.
But yeah, I mean,
We
we're
don't have a
already
first-
down picks, so
We
we're
don't
not
have a
really
first round
rebuilding
pick for I think 3 years. So I think if Deshaun Watson's not good,
We are gonna
We're-
be on a losing streak.
we are
again.
we're screwed.
I do wonder if they'll ever make it to the Super Bowl in my lifetime, let
Yeah.
alone win it.
The thing is, I feel like from a viewing perspective, I feel like the game plan with the Browns is extremely simple. Since Nick Chubb's like second all time in yards per carry.
oh, hold up here. I was actually wrong on that statement. The Browns is not looking so shabby in terms of the salary cap space. Actually, a matter of fact.
really quick. Steelers beat out the Browns with Kenny, or what's his name? Pickett?
Yeah,
What's his first name?
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett, dude. I mean,
Can he
dude. Like, the Browns can.
The team with the most cap space right now, which is no surprise, is the Bears. And they are probably going to use that for a lot of wide receivers, I would hope.
Well, that's if they choose to
And
spend.
an offensive
That's if they
line,
choose to
please.
Spend it. Not every team
Oh.
spends.
Do you think the Bears keep the first pick?
I think they do. I
Yeah.
don't think they traded away. I think
Because obviously
I think they might trade down.
they don't. Yeah, that's the thing. Because they're not picking Bryce Young, and the thing is, they
Well, the
can't-
Browns are actually $14 million
Yeah,
under.
'cause it's
So they're actually
the
struggling.
thing with the Bears is that they have their quarterback. It looks like because Justin Fields looks like a stud.
Yeah.
Even as a Michigan,
Lamar Jackson.
yeah,
He definitely
even
stepped
as a
up
Michigan
this year.
fan, Justin Fields looks pretty legit. He's a little overrated. He was getting a little
buddy.
overrated at the end of the year. I think he had just as many turnovers as he did touchdowns. So he's not gonna be the best quarterback in the league, but he's good. And
Yeah.
they have that guy to build around. And it's like Darnell Mooney's a good wide receiver too, but he needs help. And I think if they keep the number 1 overall pick, or if they trade down to number 2, they're picking Will Anderson. But they can't trade down that much because then they're not going to get Will Anderson.
yeah.
So it's a dilemma.
You don't get a 3-14 season
Yeah.
every year, so
And whoever's trading up to number 1 knows that the Bears don't need
Unless
the number
you're
1 pick,
Browns.
so they're not going to get a lot of it. They're not going to get that much for it unless they're trading to someone like, I don't know, the Saints or the Titans who do not have a first round pick or have a later
Yeah.
first round pick.
so.
But if they're trading down to like number 2 or 3, they're not getting anything for it, so it doesn't matter.
And then we're going to change stuff this
Well,
year.
really quick, on an interesting standpoint, if we talked about the most competitive division, I think we briefly mentioned that AFC East and just kind of had a consensus there. What do you think the least competitive or the easiest to win division was?
The NFC South.
NFC South.
NFC
It
South.
used to be, in my opinion, the Cowboys division because the Cowboys would win every year. But
Yeah.
now their division has stepped up a lot.
Yeah, that
Giants were good, dude.
Yeah,
Giants-
They have a good future.
Who the heck are they?
The thing about
Commanders were 8-8, dude. Like,
Yeah, the thing about the NFC South though, if you look at those teams' rosters, the Saints should steamroll that division. I don't know what Dennis Allen was doing this year because Jameis Winston, before he tore his ACL last year, had top 5 quarterback numbers. Like I think he had the 4th highest passer rating in
he's
the
a
league
fantasy stud,
with
dude.
like a 16-3 touchdown to interception ratio. Coming back from the 30 interception year, Jameis Winston looked legit, like Pro Bowler level, and he comes back and I think he had a good first game, and then he had a bad second game, and he got hurt, and he never played the rest of the year. They're playing Andy Dalton over him, who was
It's rough in the kicker.
horrific. And if the Saints get a quarterback, or if they just start Jameis Winston, I might be missing something, but like I think
Taysom
he's
Hill's not a quarterback, dude.
yeah. If they trade up and get like Will Levis, we could talk about this later, but I think he's going to be the best quarterback in that draft. If they trade up or sign someone like Geno Smith, even the Saints are going to steamroll that division because they have a lot of talent everywhere except quarterback.
Do you guys think that there's already so many stud quarterbacks in the league that are pretty young that
Right
the
now-
draft is not going to take that
No.
quarterbacks this year?
No.
They're not.
Right
This is a
now,
bad quarterback class too.
but it's a bad quarterback class. But right now, I would say the AFC is unsurpassed when it comes to quarterbacks. But changing subjects
Okay,
here.
here, really quick. You got Josh Allen, Tua Tagovailoa, Joe
Tua,
Burrow,
more like Tua turnover
Burrow.
lower.
No, Tua's legit.
Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, like we said.
What's his face? The Chargers dude, Justin Herbert.
Oh, what's his face? Justin Herbert over here.
Who's the Raiders quarterback too?
Derek Carr,
Carr.
he's getting traded. That would be
Carr's
interesting.
Oh, wait, hold up here. I have a controversial take. No, I'm taking over here. Where the heck did Trevor Lawrence come from? It's all of a sudden he a good quarterback.
He's always been a good quarterback,
Stud at
dude.
Clemson.
I mean-
He's not-
When
Okay.
other than his rookie year, because he was a rookie and he was playing
Exactly.
for that Jaguars team with literally no one. When has Trevor Lawrence been? I mean, that
Talking
was.
about build around a franchise
Yeah,
player.
I know. Trevor Lawrence was the most sure #1 pick I've ever seen in my life. Like that dude was legit
He's got
coming out of
just
college.
low-
They had.
He's
So I don't
got
think that
the
was.
flow, dude.
I don't think Trevor Lawrence came out of nowhere.
As an Ohio State fan, I
They
completely
just
disagree,
needed some time
but
to develop him,
But
just like Josh Allen.
Trevor Lawrence was the most sure #1 overall pick in since Miles Garrett.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence was not some chump until now. Like Trevor
Next
Lawrence was a stud. I think from what I saw before the season, I think everyone thought Trevor Lawrence was
I
going to
mean,
be good.
he was
but-
putting up Joe Burrow numbers
Yeah.
at LSU,
Yeah.
but at Clemson.
yeah,
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence was legit. So
okay. So I want to bring in who do you want to win the Super Bowl
this year,
this year, right now?
I want
Personally-
whoever wins the NFC Championship. I want to win it.
Whoever wins the NFC, but you have to pick one.
I'm a Browns fan. Dude.
Well, okay, but who's in the?
So I'm a Browns fan, but at heart, I'm an Ohio fan, and I think go Bengals because they're at the Super Bowl last
Who
year.
day? Okay, you're who day?
At the Super
Okay.
Bowl last year, got beat by the Rams. I mean, give Joe Burrow his win and then get out of my face.
Yeah.
They haven't won the
Let
Super
them,
Bowl.
Let them win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Let them then start some rebuild, like a baseball type plan, and then
I think that if the Chiefs manage to win today, then I'm rooting for the Chiefs because I feel like Patrick Mahomes has the numbers to be considered the greatest quarterback of all time. I mean, 5 years in a row they've made the AFC Championship. Caden, I mean,
Andy Reid is a
Andy Reid
genius.
is a genius as well. But I mean, the only reason
So
that
do
he's
we
not-
think Bill Belichick was? And well,
the only reason that Patrick Mahomes isn't considered in the GOAT debate is because he
Super
hasn't
Bowls.
won. Yeah, exactly. He's been to the AFC Championship 5 years in a row, and if the Chiefs can manage to win him more Super Bowls, then he is in the GOAT debate.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the Eagles, and the only reason why is because I'm a little biased towards my fantasy team. But beyond that point,
Wow.
beyond me having Jalen Hurts,
Fantasy is over, dude.
beyond me having Jalen Hurts and going 13-4 in my fantasy football league, let's not talk about that. The point is the fact that my fantasy team was good. Anyway, Jalen Hurts, I think, has what it takes to really put the Eagles up there.
Playoffs.
Shut up.
So
I may have gotten defeated first round, but we're not talking about that, okay? Anyway,
let me go, bro.
what do you
I
want to
didn't
say?
go, bro. You
Oh, it's
go,
my bad,
you
my bad,
know.
my
Yeah.
bad. Go.
So, I would not be mad if Joe Burrow. I just feel bad for the Super Bowl loser. I don't really want the Bengals to win it because they're in our division, but I wouldn't be mad. I really don't want the Chiefs to win it because I think Patrick Mahomes is really good and it makes me really mad.
They can be that good. every
yeah.
year. They got
So-
rid of Tyreek Hill and are still
Yeah.
insane.
That
Yeah.
is what I wanted to
Yeah.
say. They got rid of Tyreek Hill, and they
they're
are still
good.
performing.
Yeah, and no one expected Travis Kelce to have the best tight end season ever. So, I mean,
Dude, who's their running back, dude? I couldn't even name him.
Pacheco's
yeah,
a
Pacheco's
stud.
amazing.
Pacheco.
Or is it Clyde Edwards
No,
Aware?
Isaac Pacheco is really good. Like he's gonna be a Pro Bowl level running back, which also there's just so many surprises. Especially look at the 49ers. I mean, obviously Brock Purdy. How do you not want to root for that story?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of inching towards them. They lost in the Super Bowl a few years ago. The
Dude,
Brock
it's a
Purdy
battle
thing.
of giants
Yeah,
right
and if
now.
you even look at their defense, Fred Warner's hard not to root for, and then the Hufanga, the safety, Hufanga,
Oh, my
he is
Lord.
I didn't even know who that was before the season. Now he's a first team All Pro. There's so many guys, and then the Eagles are also just.
Like, I think this might be one of the years where all 4 teams left are just insane.
Yeah.
Like, last year, in my opinion, the Bengals kind of came out of nowhere. You didn't really pick them to win the Super Bowl at the start of the season.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, all 4 teams left. Giants, you expected them, except for maybe the Eagles and 49ers. But most of the teams, like, as they stand now, are just absolute giants.
Yeah, if you look at the Eagles were not very good last year.
No.
And I won't say I expected Jalen Hurts to like break out and become what he was, but like I don't think anyone was really surprised by that. And the whole like Hassan Reddick, that flew under the radar because that dude's a stud. And then the whole AJ Brown signing, I mean that team, I think they're the most complete team left.
Philly's a crazy place.
We're going
too.
to transition
Big
to
fans.
a new set of sports, and we're going to transition to MLB, and then we're going to then transition to the Cavaliers and basketball. We're going to take a short break of 30 seconds.
About the Saints,
Oh, shit, it's
Who else?
scoring now.
top 5 running backs.
We can go on days.
That's not even.
So now we're going to change topic to the Cavs, and their record right now is 30-21, and they are the 5th in the East. And talking about Cavs, my jersey has still yet to come when I delivered it, when I got it ordered December 3rd. So, you know, a little salty about that, but it will eventually come.
Who'd you order it from?
Fanatics, and then I canceled the order. Now I ordered it off of NBA.com, so let's hope that
I
comes.
mean, NBA.com's not going to come for us.
That's crazy.
But no, it was technically Cavaliers team shop, so
Okay,
we'll see. We'll see.
We'll
We'll see.
I just ordered.
So, Cavs kind of fell off from the start of the year, dude.
Yep.
Yeah,
They were up high. They had a great start. That was without, if you guys remember, that was without Darius Garland with the eye injury.
Well, then again, that was when Donovan Mitchell could cook, and I think Donovan Mitchell has
Still
gotten.
cook.
He can
he's
still
still
cook.
cooking.
Yeah, there's no.
He dropped
But-
didn't he drop 71 like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking
Yes,
about.
no,
NBA
but I'm saying he did get
Cavs
hurt.
record.
The last week and a half, he's been hurt. So we have to
Groin
take that.
injury.
And you're
We have
acting
to
like the
take that.
Cavs have fallen off a cliff when they're tied for 4th place.
No, like they haven't fallen off a cliff. I'm just saying that I am slightly worried about Donovan Mitchell's healthiness. Now I do think he can get back into the swing of things.
6 games behind Boston. They're perfect.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
And
Now
the
talking
Heat-
about Boston though, where is Boston coming up from? I mean,
Everyone
Jason
knew
Tatum,
Boston was
heard
gonna
him.
be. I don't think Boston being in first. I think
personally, I
Boston-
think the Cavs are better, but I'm totally not
That's
biased.
ridiculous.
Totally not
That's
biased.
Kyrie Irving playing is a little bit shocking.
No,
I'm
that's-
totally not biased.
Now that's ridiculous. I think everyone knew the Celtics were going to be good. They were at,
Yeah.
like everyone's Eastern Conference.
Cavs are
favorites.
easily better, but
Giannis
you know.
has-
That's
Played a lot.
ridiculous. Let's talk
Yeah.
about it. How are the Cavs going
Yeah.
to the Celtics?
Okay, listen here. Okay, we got to talk about the roster
Celtics
here.
are the most complete
okay,
team in the league.
tell me this right now. Okay, how are you scoring?
Best free throw
How are you
percentage.
scoring against? We got 7-foot Mobley. Okay, you got 7-foot Mobley.
Okay, they
you
have
got
Robert Williams.
7-foot Jared.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Let's look at the head-to-head.
Dude, I'm on your side. You're just wrong.
Let's look at the head-to-head right now. Let's look at their head-to-head.
All right.
So really quick, not Bucks. The Celtics have the highest free throw percentage in the league. One of the highest 3-point percentages in the league, and they've got plenty of height. Dude, they're a complete team. They don't have a single hole in their roster. They've beaten the Cavs without half their studs in, and I mean, you look at looking at who's going to win the NBA playoffs. I mean, can you pick anybody besides the Celtics if they don't have an injury?
Oh yeah, just to let you guys know, I was right. The Cavs actually won in double overtime last time they played. So
Yeah,
right
a couple
now,
months ago,
the
Donovan
Cavs
Mitchell
are
went
better.
off in that game, and the Celtics were playing without a couple people.
Yeah.
listen here.
So-
I still think I'm right, but
All right, so-
Okay, let's talk about it.
I'm a
So
Cavs fan.
Go through these rosters. So I mean, you'll argue Donovan Mitchell with Jason Tatum's better.
oh my, Donovan
Caden.
Mitchell just scored 71 points.
And Jason Tatum's like the MVP frontrunner. Like,
Dude.
you're biased. Like, there's no
Like,
other way to say
Caden,
it.
Jason
I would
Tatum
jack
scores
off to Donovan
31
Mitchell, like,
points.
he's please.
Jason Tatum's averaging 31, 9, and 4.
I do not care. Okay, do you want me to pull up Donovan Mitchell's stats? Because I will. Because Donovan Mitchell makes me want to do something every night.
Okay, Caden.
His stat.
Caden.
I love Donovan Mitchell. He's on my favorite team. Like, I like him better, but he's just not better than Jason Tatum.
Caden,
And it's not that-
Celtics are averaging 117 a game.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah, you're
Cavs are better.
Every game they play,
Alright,
you almost
this
bet
is-
the over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not care. Cavs are better. We can keep arguing this every
Alright,
day.
let's do it. I'm
Cavs
gonna
are better.
You're just gonna
So-
keep saying Cavs are better because you're biased.
And some people would argue that Jalen. I'm not saying he is, but like Jalen Brown's like close to Donovan Mitchell too. He's averaging. Jalen Brown's
That is
averaging.
pathetic.
Jalen Brown's averaging 27 and
Okay,
7.
listen here. Mobley is on the rise. If they can put all the
Okay.
pieces together with everyone being healthy, I think they are the best team in the NBA
That's ridiculous.
right now.
Right now
Period.
is ridiculous. Right now
Period.
is ridiculous. They don't have a 3-and-D wing. Who's
No,
their small forward?
if-
They're starting Isaac Okoro. He sucks.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Dude,
Okay.
Kevin Love is getting playing time.
Kevin
That's how
Love's
bad
good.
they
Kevin
are.
Love's
Okay,
good.
first of all,
Okay,
Kevin.
but Kevin Love has a field goal percentage of like 14
Shut
or
up, he's a
12.
three-pointer shooter, and we love
His
him.
three-point percentage is less than 10, dude.
Okay, so wait, hold up. They're starting
He
five.
shoots 13 threes.
The Cavs are also going to play the Clippers tonight. So let's look at their
I
top
want you to
five.
tell me how the Cavs are better
Hold
than
up.
the
Can I
Celtics.
tell you my top five? First of all, we got Mobley.
Caden.
Hold up, let me talk.
Caden,
Who's
give me the stats.
who's 7 foot, okay? And then we have Jared Allen, who's also 7 foot. Beautiful physique right there. And then we have, Donovan Mitchell, we got 3 right there. And then we have lovely Garland, he guards the land.
Caden, the Cavs
4,
have only
hold
got
up.
3
And then
guards
who's
in
their
the game.
5? Who's their 5, you're probably wondering? Well, you also got LeVert coming in a little bit.
He's good, but he can't play defense.
But who's their main 5?
Karis LeVert's the most streaky
The
player.
only thing that is their interesting counterpart is that number 5. Because I feel like that number 5 could be
It's
many
a weak-
people.
It's a weakness.
Kaden,
I
I
mean-
know you're talking about Jared Allen being 7 foot, but Al Horford's 6'9". So at 3 inches, not that much, dude. I mean, you look at the stats, just pure stats. In splits on shooting percentage, the Celtics make 5 more threes a game, or that's 4 more threes a game. They shoot 6 more threes a game, and they're one sec. This is kind of hard to see. Their free throw percentage is 6 more, I think. And so, I mean, from stats wise, they're close, but I mean, Celtics are on top.
Yeah.
Pretty much every stat.
I want to also point out that the Celtics' number 2 scoring option, Jalen Brown, with a guy averaging 31 and being the front runner for MVP.
But their defense, man. The Cavs' defense is
Okay,
good.
if you want to talk,
So is the Celtics.
okay, do you want
They
to
have
talk?
the Celtics have Marcus Smart, who's Defense Player of the Year last
Okay,
year.
how about this? What's the better defense? Cavs or Celtics?
I think it's pretty close, and the Celtics
Nah.
are miles better than them on offense.
The Cavs, okay, I can agree with you that. The Celtics are better for offense, but the Cavs
and
have a way better
the defense is really close too.
Because the Cavs have so many 7-foot stars that it's like almost
The
impossible.
Celtics have the defense. I'm not saying Marcus Smart's best defensive player
They're
in the
tied
league,
in
but he's the,
steals. Celtics have more blocks per game. Turnovers created, I think it's tied, and rebounds, Celtics are up. So I mean, pretty much every stat.
yeah. I haven't looked at that. Too
Then
much.
again-
I haven't looked at that too much because you didn't give us time to prepare for these. You didn't give
Yeah.
us the topics before, which would have been nice. But
Um,
the Celtics number 2 scoring option, number 2, like this is their Darius Garland is averaging 27 points. That's 1 less than Donovan Mitchell. So just from a pure like scoring standpoint, like the Celtics are just way better.
I mean, Darius Garland's the second on the Cavs. He's scoring 22 a game.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just like and you're acting like they don't have like Robert Williams is a beast on defense.
I would
He averages
actually,
8 rebounds.
I would
and
actually
2
like to
blocks.
pull up a counterpoint to look at this. Guess how many games these Celtics have played? They have played 36 plus 15. So let's pull that up. 36 plus 15.
Caden, listen to
That's
the team.
51 games. Now let's
Yeah.
see how many the Cavs have played.
If you can't do this math in your head,
It's 51. Okay, never mind. I had an idea and it didn't work out.
How did you expect to incorporate games played into your argument? That's like
Okay,
neither
I don't know.
Listen to this. The only teams that the Celtics have lost to in the month of January are the Nuggets, best team in the West. The Thunder, one game that they played without Tatum, I think. Yeah, let me see.
I still think Cavs is better, but I can keep arguing this. But
All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna
to keep arguing because I want you to know that you're wrong. So
I'm gonna be biased.
They lost
But
to the Heat in a 3-point game. The Knicks in.
I just think when
overtime
healthy,
3-point
the
game.
Cavs are better.
How? Like let's go through the 1 through 5. So is the Celtics starting point guard
Donovan Mitchell is just so good, man.
He's like barely better than the Celtics number 2.
Oh, Caden, you said 7-foot Jared Allen. He's 6'9".
Okay, that's
6'9".
that's a bullcrap measurement.
He is 6'9", ESPN.
Okay, but then watch this. We're gonna ask Siri. Hey Siri,
Get this by the
how
mic. Get
tall
this by the mic. Get
is
this by the
Jared
mic.
Allen?
Put it by the mic.
6'11". 6'11",
Per ESPN,
according to
Jared Allen is
Wikipedia.
6'9".
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, he's 6'11". According to ESPN, he's 6'9".
But see, that's where heights can be a lot different because one says 6'11", one
why
says
are you doing
Al
6'9".
Horford is 6'11".
Why are you using height as your only argument?
Okay, hold up here.
That doesn't.
That makes no
How
sense.
tall is Evan Mobley? He's 7 foot flat.
Okay.
Well,
How
how tall?
tall is Jared Allen?
And our starting small forward is 6'4". Like, what's your point?
They're gonna say 7 foot. But now look up.
It's 6'9" on
See,
Google.
6'9" on Google. See, that's where.
Basketball Reference. I think we can trust Basketball
I
Reference.
mean,
he is.
that's where heights are
okay,
kind of inconsistent.
He's 6'11" on Basketball Reference. So I mean,
We'll just say 6'10".
we'll say 6'10" average.
Yeah, 6'10". Okay,
Al
fair.
Horford is 6'9", dude. I mean, you can't use.
And
height
according to
as
what,
an
though?
argument
According to
of a
what?
player.
Okay,
Hey,
and the
height means nothing.
and the
if he's
Celtics
slower.
are like the Celtics 2 and 3 are. Way
Height means
bigger.
nothing. People have never told me that. They always say I'm
Caden,
short.
The Cavs' best lineup is rolling out 3 guards.
Yeah.
You want to talk about size and defensive toughness? 3 guards is obviously worse than a complete.
Yeah,
lineup.
Donovan Mitchell's he's great, but he's a 6'1" shooting guard. The Celtics are on that 6'7" shooting guard.
Donovan Mitchell makes me so happy though. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
and he's just like not better than Jason Tatum.
That is bullcrap.
It's
If
not.
Donovan Mitchell doesn't have a 40
What is
point,
it?
if
How is-
Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland don't have 40-point games, they lose.
Donovan Mitchell is barely better than the Celtics number 2, dude. He's barely better than Jalen.
That is not true.
How?
And hey,
How?
hey,
How?
if you
How?
wanted
Hold
to
up.
talk about
First of all,
winning the
71.
playoffs, look at the
71.
Nuggets.
Okay,
71.
So one game. You're basing this off one game.
Yeah, but 71. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so
71.
So Donovan Mitchell dropped 71 points in one game, and that's why he's better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not a huge accomplishment, but that.
I mean, I might sound stupid right now.
One game is why he's.
Hey, how about this?
I'm not even arguing that he's not, because he is better than Jalen Green, but it's not like
Jalen Green.
Jalen Brown. Sorry,
Just wait.
he is like not that.
Wait
much,
till
above.
playoffs. Wait to playoffs,
And
and I can prove you all of you guys wrong.
Jason Tatum's arguably the best player in the league.
The Cavs will make it to the NBA Finals, and they will.
They're not
beat
experienced enough.
the living crap out of the Celtics
Okay.
in the
I strongly disagree with you because Celtics. Your main point is
in the
defense,
defense.
and the Celtics aren't better. Or the Celtics are better than us at defense.
I think
Darius Garland's like one of the worst defenders in the NBA. Donovan Mitchell is like he's fine in
Caden,
defense.
last 3 seasons, Jason Tatum's averaged more than 25 points a game. Or
Jason,
more than 26.
and Jason Tatum's the MVP frontrunner right now. Like you're just wrong about Donovan Mitchell being the best player on these two teams. He's not.
Okay.
Like, well, can you accept that? Like he's not better than Jason.
I can
Tatum.
accept that you're wrong, but
Why?
that's what I'm
Wow.
gonna accept.
Why is Donovan
No,
Mitchell?
okay, do not change the topic when you haven't,
No,
come to a
I'm gonna
conclusion
accept.
on
I'm gonna
something.
accept that him's wrong. We're never gonna get to
Caden.
a conclusion because I'm always gonna think I'm
Caden,
right.
Tatum
What
against.
we're gonna do is
No,
we're
no.
gonna take a vote. So we're gonna
Tatum
take a
on
vote.
the 16th, Tatum put up 51.
We're gonna take a
On
vote.
the on Christmas Eve, he put up or what is that?
We're gonna take a vote towards the fans here. So we're gonna put up an Instagram poll, and we're gonna see what they think.
Because all the fans are gonna be fans
Okay,
of Cleveland.
exactly.
You live in Cleveland.
Okay, I just got the Instagram poll in. I sent it over a 20 minutes ago after the argument has
All right,
started.
let's see this poll, buddy.
And the poll is sadly a 60% towards Celtics and 40% towards the Cavaliers. So you guys have technically won the argument.
Whoa, hand.
Are you talking about like a fake poll that hasn't even happened yet?
Shut up!
the fuck?
Shut up!
Get it,
You
we
cannot
cannot use
act
fake
like this is a
numbers
podcast
and
that is
data.
professional.
Listen
We
here.
could be
No,
misspeaking
Caden,
about
I want
something
you
we haven't checked.
to. I want you to go on the mic and say I was wrong about the Cavs being better than the Celtics. I want you, and the Cavs aren't the second best team in the conference either because the Bucks are better, and they're not the third because the
And the
76ers
Bucks
are better.
and Giannis.
yeah.
Okay, hold
And
up.
the 76ers
Giannis hasn't played a lot,
and the
dude.
76ers are better.
76ers, Bucks, and Nets are all better.
People may say that I'm wrong, but the Cavs are the best damn team in the NBA.
In your
Period, baby. Period.
I mean, we might lose a little bit of credit, but I mean, we're allowed to have opinions. Opinions are fine. I think that if you guys take a little look over at the Nuggets, who's gonna stop them?
Yeah.
Like
Western.
Not having a number 2. The Nuggets are so overrated.
I mean,
All right, Caden,
Okay.
you lost the basketball segment.
Okay, now let's turn back to the MLB here. So I'm not quite as knowledgeable, so we're gonna transition to you guys here. So we're just gonna say, what do you guys want to do? Top 5 or top 10 NBA
5.
teams? Top 5?
MLB?
All right, MLB.
Top
MLB. Sorry,
five.
MLB.
Let me cook. Let me cook.
Nah.
Okay, I'll let you cook.
We'll
cook.
trade off. We'll trade off.
I want to hear you.
Number one Astros.
I disagree.
Easily.
I disagree.
Easily.
I disagree with that because
The Astros are cheaters.
Let me cook. Shut up, Caden. Shut your mouth. Number 1. I think this team's gonna win the World Series, and
You're gonna say the Mets.
I think the San Diego Padres are gonna steamroll
Wow.
the league this year.
Wow.
Just because
Okay.
the Padres, they beat the Dodgers, so like they got over that hump. The Phillies were a hot team.
Dodgers aren't a playoff team; they're a regular season team.
And the Padres, I will die on the hill that Juan Soto is. I will die on the hill that Juan Soto is either the best player in the league or the second best player in the league behind Mike Trout. And
I think
His
Judge
down-
has an argument.
after 1 year,
But I mean, I
year-
think Judge genuinely. I think that Judge had the 1 year pop off season.
Yeah.
He's not going to be that.
Judge is
good.
great. He's top 5, but Juan Soto, I think, is
Mike
like,
Trout in a healthy year is
Yeah.
better than Juan Soto.
I can agree with that, but how often do we see? Same with Aaron Judge. How often do we see
How
a
often
healthy?
do we see a healthy
Juan
season?
Soto is consistently a top 3 hitter in the league, and he has been literally since his second year. As a rookie, he had a 400 on base percentage. He was the first dude to do that since like Ty Cobb or like Ted Williams. Like Juan Soto, we haven't seen a hitter like him in a lot of time. And people will say, "Oh, well, he sucks at defense." Quote me if I'm wrong, but in 2021, Juan Soto is the best defensive player at right field. And he was horrendous in 2022. I think that evens out to being an average that's slightly above average.
So we have a
I
couple
think
different.
the reason the Padres won't be in the top 5 is the rotation is
The
just not
pitching.
as good as some of the other teams in the league.
And that's
And-
they're hitting. I mean, They're literally fighting between studs in the infield for who to play because they have.
Who's number 2 now? But I think
Hold
you
on,
got.
I'm not done talking about the Padres.
Well, okay, I
I'm
get it.
No,
I get it.
Like we talked about one player.
I get it.
No.
You love the Padres so
No,
much.
but we're talking about why
Okay,
they're number
fine.
1. They got Fernando Tatis Jr. coming back.
I have no idea who that is.
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah.
This is why you shouldn't be talking about.
Listen
baseball.
here, I love the Guardians.
So,
Okay,
dude,
I can tell you every
but
player
let
on
us
the
just
Guardians.
let us finish this.
I'll let you cook.
Fernando Tatis Jr. is the best shortstop in the league. Like,
Can
and
he
I
do
know he
it?
did
When
steroids.
healthy.
I know he did steroids and he gets hurt a lot.
Yeah, when healthy
but-
and not using steroids.
but
yeah, that's right.
He is, and it's not that close.
I mean, he hits outside sliders from
Yeah.
homers to left field.
yeah, and
Dude,
it's,
that's
he,
nuts.
I know he's an overhated defender. He's not good, but he's not as bad as people say. 'Cause
Got a lot of
errors
hate for using steroids for health reasons.
and
that
errors,
weren't-
yeah,
Health reasons.
errors are-
my ass,
errors
man.
are a flawed stat. So Fernando Tatis Jr. I think when he's healthy, he's the best shortstop in the league by a lot.
Okay.
I think
That Manny Machado is the second best third baseman in the league.
if
second
they
to
got
Nolan.
Judge in the offseason,
Hot
this would be an
take.
easy
Guardians number 5. Hot take.
think
Guardians
let
number
us get
5.
this. Let us get there. Let us
Guardians
get
can
there.
sneak in, but we're still talking about number 1.
Yeah. So the
Listen
Padres.
to the Padres rotation really quick. Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, Blake Snell, Seth Lugo, Nick Martinez. None of those guys step out as number 1 or 2 on like a big powerhouse team.
I think
They're gonna need somebody to step up.
if they don't trade for someone, that trio, someone out of Blake Snell, Musgrove, and Yu Darvish is gonna have to step up as like an
They need a
all-star.
number 1, dude.
Yeah,
and
because
Musgrove,
those three are good. Like they're gonna be sub 4 ERA guys pretty much no matter what. I think Musgrove's gonna
I
emerge.
think Musgrove's the guy you
Yeah.
pick that's gonna step
And that's
up.
the question mark. But they do have Josh Hader in the bullpen, which is pretty nice to have, having usually the best closer in the league. And
I mean,
they just got to figure someone in the pitching staff, probably 2 or 3 of the starters, are going to have to exceed expectations, and they're just going to steamroll the league. Because before Josh Bell left, they were fighting to get Ha-Seong Kim starting time. He was like the best defensive shortstop in the league with replacement level hitting, and he's going to play second now because Cronenworth's going to move to first.
yeah, they're a team of shortstops.
And
They're a little team of shortstops.
that infield, and they have Brandon Drury at DH who rakes, underrated player. He's so good. So that whole infield plus Brandon Drury, they're all like borderline all-stars to
They're
Manny
going to need
Machado
a
and Tatis.
no-injury season, and they're going to have plenty of competition all year against
Yeah.
the Dodgers. Dodgers aren't getting much worse. They've lost, I think they lost Trey Turner and Justin Turner.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not that much, especially when you're a juggernaut and you've got young kids.
Yeah, the Dodgers are going to be fine.
So I just want to point this out. There's a lot of teams with good rotations, but you're arguing like the best ones. Mets have Verlander, Scherzer, Carlos Carrasco, who had a great year last year.
Underrated, great year. He didn't hear much. And the Mets. Mets thing is age, because
they've got experience.
Because Verlander and Scherzer, you kind of saw it with Verlander in the playoffs. I think Verlander's still great, but the thing with Verlander and Scherzer got lit up in the playoffs too. But the thing with that,
they've got
I bet one. Yeah, they have Edwin Diaz in their bullpen. I think either Verlander, Scherzer, or both of them. Like one of them's gonna like fall off. Like they're getting to that age. I don't think it'll be Verlander.
They've got a playoff roster.
Yeah, they do, and I think the Mets. The only problem with the Mets is their history being the Mets, and they kind of sell it every year.
Yeah.
So
Yankees, Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Nestor Cortez, Luis Severino.
And the Yankees, I'm just not a fan.
Yankees, never going to be a fan, but you look at the lineup, you look at the pitching. They bring back Aaron Judge. They've got DJ for a couple years.
I'm just going to clear it up here.
Back. Stanton's still
And
there.
I think those are the top 4 teams, right?
Okay, so hold up
we've
here.
We've got Mets, Padres,
Dodgers,
Yankees, Dodgers.
Those are the top 4 teams.
You can throw in Astros because.
And I think Astros are 5.
You're not throwing in Guardians?
You cannot. No, you can.
If they don't have the roster.
I love the Guardians, but you cannot convince me that those 5 teams are those 5 teams.
Can we say top 8? Can we see top 8?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Top 8.
But the Astros do not have a weak spot.
I know
for sure.
I think the Guardians are at least top 8.
The brim. The Padres, looking at the roster, even Jerks and Profar.
I mean, man, you're really jacking off the Padres.
The Padres.
I mean.
Okay, but like, look at these rosters. Like, if you're thinking about weak spots, you're gonna point out to the Padres outfield. Jerks and Profar are like emerge. He's an above-average player. Trent Grisham, Gold Glover, and in the playoffs, you rake.
But didn't the Guardians just get like Josh Bell or something?
Yeah, but they're not a great hitting team.
That's not a huge.
Josh Bell wasn't even an all-star.
Listen here, I'm gonna be biased towards the Guardians.
Josh Bell might not have started for the Padres, like if he came back.
I think he's number 8. I think that the Guardians are number 8
All right,
overall.
So let's get there. So
I think Phillies are in the top 8.
Yeah, I think the Phillies are better than the Guardians too.
Yeah. I
can see that.
I think that Astros deserve more love.
Yeah, they're in the top.
They were one of the youngest teams last year, despite being juggernauts for the last 10 years.
Yeah,
they're not talked about. You don't expect them when you think in your mind of who's the best team in the league because they're just scary good every single year.
And the thing about those top 5 teams is like I think any one of those can win the World Series super easily because it's baseball. I'm just saying the Padres were my dark horse, but those top 5 teams. There's a big fall off after them. Yeah. And I think the Mets are probably the 5th because they just don't have a winning history like the other ones do. And neither do the Padres, but I think their roster is more solid.
We're going to take a quick break in 1 minute.
Braves are very good.
Braves,
they're 100% in the top 8.
Braves found their Cy Young. Spencer Strider arguably could have won the Cy Young. Like he's a rookie.
They add Sean Murphy, dude.
Yeah. The Cardinals too. The Cardinals.
I mean,
the Cardinals are better than the Guardians too.
Yeah, you can also look at the Mariners having a great year.
Yeah, I mean, they have work to do. So do the Guardians.
There's a huge tie-up for probably 7 or 8 through 20, where there's teams that can have a good year and be good, just like how the Guardians were last year. And then after that, there's a clear like bottom level that are just in there to put together a season and play for the next one. Yeah. So
yeah,
I
think the Guardians are top 10. They're not top 8.
We're going to take a quick break to transform back to the NFL here quickly. So, quick break here.
Dude, this is so fucked.
Okay, so we are back, and we are now going to change the subject to the NFL again. So, now the topic will be what awards for MVP. So we got Jefferson, Josh Allen, we got Patrick Mahomes, and we got Jalen Hurts
They are
all
not
fighting.
giving that shit to Josh
Yeah,
Allen.
Josh Allen's not really in this conversation, dude.
Yeah.
He would have been if they went farther in the
he just
playoffs.
doesn't
No,
have
he
the
would not
numbers.
have.
No, you're just wrong.
This is one of his
That's
worst.
like talking about
holy
shit! Look at that.
Oh
So
my!
we have a scrum right now in the Eagles 49ers game.
Trent Williams just body slammed someone.
War in the trenches.
We could cut this off because Caden was just wrong. So Caden,
We're not cutting this off.
Future Caden, we're gonna so we're just gonna start action. So the MVP candidates this year are Justin Jefferson, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes. Those are the three that are really in this conversation.
Just to let you know, we're not cutting
It's
that
going to
off.
take
That
a
was
better
amazing.
season for a wide receiver to win the award. It's just like a
Exactly.
pitcher winning it in baseball. You need insanely
I'm
like,
rooting for
good
Jefferson
season.
though.
And I don't think Jefferson has
Oh yeah,
that.
it's a quarterback's award. That's why Justin Jefferson has no chance. I was gonna talk about that.
Just
mean,
like the
he's a
dang
candidate.
Heisman, bro.
That's
He's
why
a
he
candidate.
said,
I know, it
he
is
said
like-
himself he's just honored to be nominated because he knows he's not going to win that.
Yeah, there's no chance Justin Jefferson wins.
I mean,
It
that's
sucks.
that's like the mayor picking the winner of the Bengals Chiefs game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a quarterback's like, holy shit.
body slam, dude.
Yeah. So, Justin Jefferson realistically had the best season in the league this year, but he's not going to win it because he's not a quarterback on a not that.
I hope Jalen get it.
He's not a
That's it.
quarterback on a great team. Actually, his team is really good.
So we know you have the fantasy argument for
Jalen Hurts.
So yeah, it's pretty much between Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes.
Personally,
and,
I think Jalen.
And as much as I love Jalen Hurts and the Eagles this year, and I don't like Patrick Mahomes, and I want Jalen Hurts to win it, he's just not the MVP.
I mean, Mahomes just did it without Tyreek Hill.
Exactly. I
I
feel like that's the
with I know he didn't have Travis Kelce and Pacheco.
You know what? I just thought about this side of the argument. We got to think about how many weapons Jalen Hurts got. I mean,
I know that's what I was thinking. He has
Yeah.
less. He has
he
more
has
than Mahomes. At this point.
Devontae.
That's the thing. So
Devontae Smith.
Patrick Mahomes, they're the Chiefs, and it's
Devonta.
Patrick Mahomes. So everyone kind of expected him to be a stud, but like not normal Patrick Mahomes. And what happened was Patrick Mahomes was like better. Travis Kelce has one of the best tight end seasons of all time. Isaac Pacheco emerges, but like the wide receiver core is like Juju Smith-Schuster and Mecole Hardman. Well, Jalen Hurts is A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
So in terms of weapons, Patrick Mahomes probably has less. I know Travis Kelce, but like that's all he really had.
I think the Eagles defense is better. Not by a ton,
Yeah.
but I think they're better, and I think
Yeah.
that the Eagles had a lot more opportunities on
Yeah.
offense.
And
But that's obviously not considered in the MVP discussion.
Yeah, that's maybe why the teams
You
are
can't
better.
do the award based on actual skill because that's not what the award is. If it were that, then somebody who didn't even play in the season could win it.
Then I would want to be
So-
Nick Chubb, but you know.
So,
I mean, he's got great skill.
again, that's localized bias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
But he's a
you
good
have
running
to
back.
give it to Patrick Mahomes, and I think it's sad because he's gonna win it every single year if he keeps playing like how he's playing. But that's where Hayden had mentioned he's in the conversation for the greatest player of all time. Like Tom Brady's got the Super
Talking about the
Bowls,
greatest player of all
but
time.
You look at skill, and
Who do you think it is? Do you think it's still Tom Brady?
Yes. But we'll
I
get-
highly
As of
disagree.
That's
right
not
now,
even-
as of
There's
right
no
now, of
conversation.
course.
There's no conversation.
Oh, you think it's Tom Brady? I think it's
yes,
I think
by
it's Joe
far.
Montana by a long shot.
Okay,
God.
let's finish our MVP conversation.
Okay.
And then I will absolutely destroy you in that. But
Okay,
We'll get
okay.
to that. First off, Patrick Mahomes. The three main quarterback stats are yards, touchdowns, and QBR. And he leads the NFL in yards, touchdowns, and QBR. He threw for 5,200 yards, 41 touchdowns, and had a 77.6 QBR on ESPN. I know there's a lot of different ones, but Patrick Mahomes led the league in every statistical category. And what was his team's record? Like 14-3.
So, okay, go bye. So,
We can stop it.
Yeah, you just cut that out.
So, can you pull up Jalen Hurts' numbers, someone? So, yeah, as good of a story as Jalen Hurts is, and I love the Eagles and like what they did, it's Patrick Mahomes. Like, just like I already said the numbers, and his are just like straight up just the best player in the league this year,
now I hold up here.
quarterback wise.
If Pat Mahomes loses in the game today,
It doesn't matter.
It does not
I
matter.
didn't
not
think the
matter.
award.
You
was
don't think it
based on
matters?
playoffs. It's
It's,
just like baseball.
it's a regular season award,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they
That's
factor
why-
the playoffs into it, but it does not matter.
Yeah, that's why
It'd be
Aaron
like-
Rodgers won like all the time because
Right, so-
Aaron Rodgers' stats in the regular season were a lot better than
the Browns could miss the playoffs. Deshaun Watson could have passed for 30 touchdowns and he would have won it.
Yeah,
So
well, I don't think he would have won it.
50.
50. Yeah, 50.
50.
50 in 11 games.
Yeah,
Not even.
So, Josh Allen QBR 66 or 66 this year.
Is it Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Sorry.
So yeah, it's 11 lower, and his
But he has
rushing-
the running game. He has the run game.
But still, so does Mahomes. It's not as good as Jalen Hurts, but like
All Mahomes has is a sidearm.
How many yards did
no.
How many yards did Mahomes run for this year?
Like 5. He sucks.
Where
What?
Under rushing.
I'm kidding. I just think Jalen Hurts has that running ability that a lot of teams, that a lot of QBs don't
he
have.
ran for 358 yards and 4 touchdowns, averaging 5.9 yards a carry.
And how many does Jalen Hurts
Jalen
have?
Hurts ran for 13 touchdowns and ran for 760 yards.
See,
Yeah, and that's the whole thing is Jalen Hurts ran and Mahomes didn't. But like,
But think Mahomes' offense is
Oh,
they
and
have a
Mahomes-
running back.
yeah.
They don't need him to run.
you know who I see Jalen Hurts mirroring to? I see Jalen Hurts kind of mirroring to what Justin Fields is right now.
no,
I can
disagree.
see it. I can see
might
It's
it.
the other way
the
around.
same,
He's just
but-
Justin Fields that can throw.
Yeah, I know he is Justin Fields. that can
The
throw.
better comparison for Jalen Hurts, and it's kind of weird, like saying it like right away, but like he reminds me a lot of like 2015 Cam Newton, just not 6'5".
Yeah,
he's like 6'1".
I can see that.
Like he'll run.
I like-
He's compact. He's like pretty like big dude, and he can throw the ball. And
I
run.
always wonder what
Think about
happened to
this-
the Panthers, man.
Think about this.
They were
Jalen
so
Hurts
good
is
and so
playing
bad.
with Alabama receivers practically.
Yeah.
And he's set up just how he was in Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's having the
Yeah.
same season. He's playing the same way. It's almost as if like you could bring Saban into Philadelphia. And
So
they'd
what
be
are
fine.
his yards and interceptions and touchdowns?
So Hurts
he
has
missed 2
thrown for
games.
3,700 yards.
Yeah.
He has 6 interceptions and 22 touchdowns.
So that's the thing. Mahomes had 19 more touchdowns and I think what was the yards?
3,700.
So he had 19 more touchdowns and like 1,500 more yards. I think Hurts missed 2 games, but
I don't
He's
think
not
running
throwing
backs
this.
get the MVP award besides Josh Allen or not Lamar Jackson. Like running backs don't get the MVP
yeah,
award.
the last one was Adrian Peterson, I think. So
How many interceptions did Patrick Mahomes throw?
12.
12. Okay, so that's double. But
Yeah, but he also had like
He also
damn
throws
near
more.
double the passing yards.
yeah, almost
But
double
see,
the
I think
touchdowns.
Jackson Mahomes is a reason of
So-
I don't
so-
like Jackson.
So like as much as I want it to be Jalen,
Kid, what do you?
I don't like Jackson Mahomes.
We are talking sports right now.
yeah.
I know, but like that
Hey, how about Jackson Mahomes
Here's-
not saying a word all year? What the hell
Exactly.
was that?
They
Yeah.
they had Patrick Mahomes' manager talk to Jackson and his wife and told him to
No,
like
Jackson and his boyfriend, and Mahomes his wife.
yeah exactly.
Yeah.
They told him
Yeah.
to like stop doing things on social media.
Shut up. Yeah.
stop doing TikTok.
They were ruining his image, so they had to go in and tell them to stop.
Yeah. So
That is true.
Yeah, as much as I want Jalen Hurts to win, he had a great year, but I mean, 5,200 yards and
Who
40
you guys think-
touchdowns
who you
doesn't
guys-
lie.
Who you guys think wins Manager of the Year?
Manager of the year? I have no clue.
Is that
No
an award
clue.
for-
Oh, the Eagles coach or the Giants. Oh no, Brian Dable for the Giants is
Oh,
gonna
coach,
win it.
yeah, coach of the year, Brian
Brian
Dable,
Dable.
definitely.
Brian Dable.
Coach of the Year. That's it.
Because
Yeah.
the Giants came out of no. I don't know. I
Either
know-
that or the Dolphins coach.
No,
I
it'd
could
be-
see
it'd
the
be
Dolphins
that,
coach.
It'd either be
Mike
that.
McDaniel.
It'll either be
I
that or
could
this.
see Mike.
No, it's either Brian Dable or Pete Carroll. Because who thought the Seahawks were gonna be good?
I still think
Really
the,
quick,
the
Browns
Dolphins
talk.
coach could be it. I mean,
Maybe, but
Mike.
he
I
has
think they
way,
like him.
Dolphins coach has
Talk,
way more to
how
work
many-
with.
How many years does Stefanski have left?
one.
He-
One.
One.
he needs-
I'd say one.
I've been saying this since last. Stefanski's very bad. Like he does not know what he's doing because it was coming to our Baker Mayfield was a bottom 3 starting quarterback in the league last year, and he was still throwing the ball like twice as much as he gave it to Nick Chubb.
I mean, yeah.
Really bad, but
They ran the ball.
yeah,
On 3rd and 20.
yeah. So I think Coach of the Year is probably gonna be Brian Dable just because he made the playoffs with a pretty bad roster that just was not like. If you look at it, that's not a playoff roster, and he just outcoached his way to that. If we're looking at other awards, Offense Player of the Year, everyone knows Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
Defense Player of the Year,
Joey Bosa could
I
be.
saw Nick Bosa,
Nick Bosa, not
Hassan
Joe.
Reddick.
Oh, Nick Bosa, my bad.
Nick
I think
Bosa. What? Reddick?
Reddick.
It's either Nick Bosa or Hassan Reddick. I think
Yeah,
I'm missing
I don't
someone.
know.
So,
Yeah, but it'll probably be
Bosa
Nick
had a
Bosa.
good year.
I don't know.
Like,
It'll probably be Nick Bosa. I don't know. I haven't looked at that enough.
Yeah.
Offensive Rookie of
Hold-
the Year would be Brock Purdy is an interesting one. He won't win it. He, didn't
He
play
won't.
He
long
probably
enough.
will not win.
It'll probably be Kenneth Walker.
no.
Kenneth Walker. I want to look at this. Kenneth Walker.
was he?
Or Chris Olave. One of those two.
Olave.
Chris Olave was at 1,000.
Insane year, but is he a rookie or is he a?
He's rookie.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker, so we'll go. Chris Olave had 1,000 receiving yards. I think he only had like 4 touchdowns, but 1,000 receiving yards with Andy Dalton as your quarterback.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Kenneth Walker, he was an 1,000-yard rusher with 9 touchdowns, and he didn't start till, let me check. Kenneth Walker didn't start until I think either week 4 or week 6. So Kenneth Walker, I think, is the pick there. I think he had a little. I granted Chris Olave was getting thrown to by Andy Dalton, but Kenneth Walker didn't start until week 4 or week 5. So I think he's got to be it. With an 1,000-yard rusher being a backup for 5 weeks, that gets him the win. Defensive Rookie of the Year. That is the argument between Sauce Gardner and Tariq Woolen.
Sauce Gardner easily.
I think it's Tariq Woolen. I don't. Can you pull up Sauce Gardner's?
Eagles won.
And while we will be pulling up that, we're going to start the conversation of
No, we're gonna keep,
best quarterback.
We're gonna keep.
I'm just going to voice my conversation on the best quarterback of all time when they're looking that up so that we can keep the flow going.
I do like this conversation, and I've seen it on the what's the ESPN argument thing? It's
It doesn't matter. We're better than the ESPN argument. We're clearly better than any news station.
I just want to point out real quick, Sauce Gardner only allowed 1 touchdown with 20 pass breakups
I mean, that's really
for
good.
the entire season.
I'm trying to find.
I mean, that's Denzel Ward
He
stats.
sauced him up, dude.
What website are those stats on? Which ones?
That was on ESPN.
Best QB of all time, I'm going to give Joe Montana.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Joe Montana.
We'll talk about that. Okay. So Tariq Woolen, he led the league in interceptions. He had 6. How many pass deflections did Sauce Gardner have?
It says he had 20 breakups.
Okay.
Which,
I don't know. I see 16 on Tariq Woolen, so like close.
Yeah.
I am on Pro Football Focus for this one. He was first in the NFL in interceptions. He had 38 receptions allowed on 68 targets. I think that's good. I'm not really sure. I've seen advanced stats on Tariq Woolen being better all year. I think he was snubbed as an All-Pro. I don't know. That could go to either one of them because they're both already top 5 corners in the league. It's just, I don't know. I think Tariq Woolen's better, but I guess to each their own because they're both insane. So whoever wins that one. This is going to be a good offensive rookie of the year. This is really good offensive rookie and defensive rookie of the year races.
So, if there's many controversies here. We could do best player of all time, like across all sports. Because across all sports, it could be very controversial. But best quarterback of all time.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Many people will say Tom Brady. I say Joe Montana,
Why?
and here's the only reason why. Everyone says Tom Brady because of the championships.
Yep.
Everyone says that.
And every stat.
Almost. And now, let's put into perspective the championships that he won, okay? First of all, Falcons blowing it. Completely choking. Just
That's
complete
Tom
morons.
Brady being
Who led
good.
the Patriots comeback?
Hold up. We're going to say being morons, okay? Tuck rule. I think we have to play that into rule.
Tuck rule, dude.
The Tuck rule. Remember that championship?
Come
Remember that?
on.
Come on, remember that championship?
Come on.
Man,
Also,
you can't
Deflategate.
factor-
Deflategate.
you
Deflategate.
can't factor-
That's 3 Super Bowls right there.
Man, hold on,
Deflategate.
hold on.
Okay, so you're saying that Deflategate won Tom Brady a Super Bowl? I won't argue the Tucker rule because like that was pretty controversial, but like Deflategate, dude, come on.
So
He
also,
wouldn't
you're
have beat the
bringing
Colts
into
without Deflategate.
Yes, he
you're bringing
would've.
into consideration.
Then why'd
even
he
if
do
Tom
it?
Brady, even if Tom Brady had 3 Super Bowls and he still had the number of playoff successes and pure stats
He wouldn't be number 1.
of anybody else, he would still be number 1.
Not in my
I don't
opinion.
even think.
I
don't think
his
he needs
stats
6
was-
Super Bowls
Tom Brady,
to be number 1.
Tom Brady is first all time in yards and touchdowns, and he has like 7 Super Bowls.
He's still playing, dude.
I know. Here's
At a
the thing,
high
though.
level.
I can never say a cheater is the number 1 quarterback of all time. That's where I draw the line.
His team might have cheated.
Mike, what do you mean? They literally were proven to cheat.
And you're a Browns fan.
Then why haven't they taken away the Super Bowls?
Come on.
But they're not going to take away the Super Bowl.
Why not? If he cheated, then why
They
not?
did.
Did they take away the World Series when they proved Olave cheated and all those guys cheated?
Olave.
Yeah. Not Olave, sorry, the
No,
one the
I'm
Astros
sorry,
won.
but Tom Brady is first all
No,
time
they
in
didn't.
everything. In everything. So
He's a cheater, though.
Joe Montana's stats like aren't that good. Like Joe Montana's not even the second or the third.
Do you want to bring up
quarterback.
Otto Graham then? Bring up Otto Graham from
No,
the Browns.
the second and the third are Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, now you're just doing
sorry,
recency
okay,
bias.
Era of quarterbacks.
That's just recency bias.
It's
Caden,
not.
I'm sorry, but quarterbacks.
No.
Did
Pull up
not get
Joe
played.
Montana stats. Someone pull up Joe Montana.
Quarterbacks did not get
Pro
played the
Football
way they do
Reference.
nowadays. The best quarterback of all time, and give it 10 years, Patrick Mahomes' stats will probably be blowing Tom Brady's out of the
That is
water.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if Patrick Mahomes can win more Super Bowls with any team, then I think he will be considered the greatest
It's
of
like
all
arguing
time.
Michael Jordan versus Kobe Bryant and
LeBron
James. You can use the championships argument.
I think
but
LeBron's number one so far. Once he breaks,
let's stick to football.
Next
I know. I'm just saying once he
Next
breaks,
Next
that
Okay,
scoring
so
record,
someone have Joe
he's got it.
Montana's.
Yeah, 63 completion percentage, 40,550 yards.
That's a lot of
and
yards.
273 touchdowns.
So you say 40,000 is a lot of yards. Drew Brees had 80,000.
Holy crap.
Double?
That is, come on.
How many touchdowns?
273.
Drew Brees had 571.
Your greatest of all time is nowhere
Montana
even
didn't even
close
play-
to the
like-
conversation.
Drew Brees, he does not have an MVP.
I'm talking about skill though. I think he's the best quarterback.
Skill, it's
Hey,
Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron
Look at
Rodgers.
the quarterback.
And you said GOAT, so that's greatest, so it's totally different. Skill, it's Aaron Rodgers, and it's not that close.
Greatest means skill in my opinion.
No, that's not okay. Well, if it's skill, then it's Aaron Rodgers, and it's gonna be Patrick Mahomes. But like that's a totally different argument. I think Drew Brees got snubbed out of 2 MVPs. The one that Patrick Mahomes won, I think he should have won, and the one that I think Aaron Rodgers
Breaking
won.
news: the Eagles have just won the NFC Championship.
Cool.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so you're wrong.
steamrolled.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because Tom Brady might get 100,000 passes. I'm not sure how close he is.
Who's the greatest
Yeah, look
athlete
up
in
Tom.
sports ever?
That'd be Jim Brown. Not even close.
Jim Brown.
No,
We're
no.
talking about the greatest of
Absolutely
all
didn't
time.
do-
Athlete.
If Tom Brady,
athlete.
he probably won't.
Any
But
sport.
if Tom Brady starts for 3 more years, he's gonna get a 10,000.
Any sport.
Passes.
We're talking about-
100,000 passing yards. Joe Montana
He's
is
at
at 40.
he's at 80. He's at 89,000.
Okay, no. Here's the word: most dominant player of all time across
we'll do
all
Chamberlain.
sports.
No,
Will
we'll do
Chamberlain.
football.
Will
Most-
Chamberlain.
Plus, I can see.
But no, we're doing that next week. This
Okay,
week
we can do that next
still
week.
got to talk about our Super Bowl sleepers for next year.
Okay, Super Bowl sleepers.
Everyone give 1 or 2.
Browns. Period. Browns.
I should have said this before we had Caden.
I mean,
hold
Hold up here. Listen here. We got Deshaun Watson. This is their year.
Sleeper
This is
for
their
the last
year.
10 years.
Yes, this is their year. I mean, they got Deshaun Watson, the greatest quarterback that is like probably top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now, maybe top 5 if you want to consider that. And I mean, you got Nick Chubb, you got a great defense, you got Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward. You got tons of stud on the defensive. You got a great offensive line with Joe Bertonio and like tons of
They're a
stuff. Jack
good football
Conklin. They got tons of studs. I think this is their
Caden,
year.
They're a good football team, and every Browns fan ever says before the first game, this is the year.
That's just
But it is.
Has
It
it ever
is
been
the
the
year.
It's like saying the
Has
Mets-
it ever been the year?
Saying the Browns are gonna win the Super Bowl, it's like the Mets are gonna win the World Series. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, but they're the Browns. And the
Exactly.
whole thing with the Browns, they gotta figure out that they need to give Nick Chubb the ball like 75%.
Yeah.
of the
They've got
plays.
so many
And Deshaun
problems.
Watson's gotta be good. Like that's
You
still a
can't-
huge
you
question
can't
mark.
pick a Super Bowl winner when you have 3 big question marks. And they've got a
Yeah.
huge question mark at their quarterback. They've got a huge question
If
mark
they
about
pull
their
it
coach.
together, they'll
They've
be
got
dangerous.
a huge question mark about their draft.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think
That's
That was my sleeper. Now,
Yeah, no one knew's coming. The question is with the Browns, because unless they draft crazy good like the Saints or the Steelers or something like
they will.
or the Seahawks.
Then again, they don't
when
have
have they
first round
ever
pick.
drafted crazy?
Yeah, and
good?
they never draft
Yeah.
crazy good.
Andrew Berry's a mastermind, man.
Okay, so unless they draft crazy good, because they don't have a first round pick for 3 more years, and their window's gonna be closed by the time that
Okay,
ends.
what do you think, Liam? Who's the number one? Huge sleeper.
My
I'm
sleeper-
sleeper.
Who's my, so the Browns? We'll just finish off. The Browns. It's all dependent on if they give someone new play calling duties or Stefanski improves.
They
'Cause
have
they
a
need to
team.
figure out to run the ball.
They have a team that could turn into a Super Bowl contender with a little bit of good luck, but
Yeah.
like you don't
So-
rely on luck to pick.
because
and
that's
choose.
the
With
thing.
good coaching,
There-
too.
There is not. I am afraid there's not that much more talent coming in just because of lack of like draft capital. Their wide receiver
And lack of money.
Their passing game, I just don't think is that of a Super Bowl team unless DPJ emerges as a Pro Bowler, which he has the potential to do. But like, he has to do that because their wide receiver core is abysmal right now. So there is a big question mark. They could win it, but I'm afraid they're not a Super Bowl roster right now, and they don't have enough coming in.
Yeah.
My sleeper pick because is the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
He's a Saints lover.
The Saints lover right here.
I'm a big believer in the New Orleans Saints being a good team. And
Need a
if you
quarterback.
think about this, and that's the thing, if you think about the Saints, those 2018, 2017 rosters that had no business not winning a Super Bowl, they had like the best player at every position on offense. Michael Thomas, best receiver in the league at that time. Evan Kamara, arguably the best running back. Drew Brees, arguably the best quarterback.
But Kamara and Thomas are still up there for being best players in the
And
league.
Michael Thomas, he hasn't played in so long,
Yeah,
but like
Michael
he is a stud. Like the 2 games he played, he was a stud. And Kamara, he's not like what he used to be, but Kamara.
He's a woman beater. That's what he is.
No, he's a man. And Kamara, yeah. And Kamara is still good. Like he's still
Deshaun Watson.
and Kamara's still probably a top 10 running back. And Michael Thomas, he's got to stay healthy, but I would argue that he's top 20 receiver.
Wait, no, like, didn't Alvin Kamara get
Dude,
in a fight at the?
That was a dude. That was a guy.
My problem with the Saints is the lack of recent success.
Yeah.
Being a sleeper, you need to have a decent season leading into it, and also, like, coaching situation. I mean, you're off the Sean Payton.
Yeah, they're
success.
The thing is, the whole quarterback thing, because this is what I'm concerned about, because the whole Michael Thomas, they have Michael Thomas, who I think is a stud. He's just got to stay healthy. Kamara's still a stud. Demario Davis is still a stud. He's getting old. He's the best, arguably best middle linebacker in the league. Marshawn Lattimore is a stud. They have that. They have that core. Even the guy out of Tennessee they drafted is really good.
I think
they have the core, and Cameron Jordan, like the whole Cameron Jordan, Michael Thomas, and Kamara.
Defense.
Yeah,
Much better than their
yeah.
offense.
The whole Cameron Jordan, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, that window is closing in the next 2 years. So, and they're trading Sean Payton. I've heard first-round pick rumors. I wonder.
They need a big offseason.
Yeah, I wonder. The whole thing's quarterback. Do they? Because if they trade Sean Payton for like a first-round pick and then trade that for like a first-round pick to get Will Levis, you're in rebuild mode. Then you trade Michael Thomas. Because you have Chris Olave, who's young.
So they either push in the offseason and have a huge offseason and spend a lot of money and have like good draft picks, or they're in a rebuild.
So, I think they'll be buyers just because of their whole team has 2 more windows. So it depends on if they go pick up like a Geno Smith and just try to go for it. Because they literally have everything except quarterback.
Right.
But
keep in mind, we're talking about sleepers. We're not talking about like who
favorites.
we think are going to win the Super
Okay,
Bowl.
so
Anybody who's
I think if they go out and get Geno Smith, Derek Carr, because I don't know if that gets them to a Super Bowl. That gets them to the playoffs for sure. But I don't know. They'd probably have to go out either. I think the guy would be Geno Smith, and that gets them in the playoffs. But they're not winning the Super Bowl with Geno Smith being realistic.
Hayden, what's your point of view
They're gonna try and
on
get
a
someone
sleeper
big.
here?
Well, as much as attention as they've been getting, I still feel like people are kind of sleeping on the Jaguars. I think
That's
that
true.
as long as they can step up their defense, which I feel like is really.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence did pick up.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence will be a top 5 quarterback next year.
There you go. I feel like as long as Trevor Lawrence keeps steady, keeps improving,
Keeps that flow going, you know what I mean?
as long as they step up their number.
Talking about Mitchell England.
26
Mitchell England
defense.
looks a lot like Trevor Lawrence.
Hold up.
I mean,
Yeah.
Wait, I think I'm
who's your
looking
pick,
at,
Austin?
Oh, I'm looking at the postseason. I was gonna say if okay, ETN was an 1,000-yard rusher, 1,100.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence threw for over 4,000 yards.
Oh, the receiver, Christian Kirk.
Yeah,
What the
Christian
heck
Kirk.
was that about, dude? He was a
Yeah.
stud.
Kirk wasn't 1,000
I
yards.
thought that
Although
was
he did get paid way too
Hey,
much.
I thought that was a
Yeah.
horrible signing. He turned out to be a top 20 receiver.
Still was a horrible
Zay
signing in terms
Jones-
of money
Zay
wise.
Jones was-
Money wise.
Zay Jones was close to an 1,000-yard season. Ingram had a huge year.
Yeah.
They're loaded on offense. I think their defense could step up a
Yeah,
little
the
bit.
only thing holding them back is their defense. They're number 26 defense compared to their number 9
Yeah.
offense.
What is
Yeah.
your number one, Austin, for sleeper?
So yeah, I think the Jaguars, maybe not next year, but once they develop, I think they'll be good.
If you don't have a sleeper, that's okay.
I mean, I could pick a team, but I don't know much about them.
That's okay. And you know what? I think that will end it off for our
me-
very first segment of SWR. This has been Caden Amy, Liam Walsh, Hayden Helfert, and Austin Snyder. See you guys later.